The stream spoke back. When I first moved into the small cabin near the forest stream, I thought the silence would heal me. The place sat far from town, hidden between tall pine trees and thick fog that rolled in every evening. A narrow stream ran just behind the cabin, its water moving slowly over smooth stones. The sound of it was constant, soft, calming, almost like whispering. That was the reason I chose the place. I needed quiet. After everything that happened in the city, the stream felt like the only thing in the world that still made sense. Every night, I would sit on an old rock by the water and listen. The moon reflected on the surface, turning the stream into a ribbon of silver light that cut through the dark forest. For the first few weeks, it was peaceful, until the night the stream answered me. It started with something small. One evening I was sitting by the water, staring at the current as it slipped past the rocks. I remember sighing and saying something out loud without thinking, "Guess it's just you and me out here." The words disappeared into the darkness. Then something strange happened. The water rippled. Even though the current hadn't changed, at first I ignored it. The forest makes 1,000 little noises at night, branches shifting, animals moving, wind brushing through leaves. But then I heard it, a soft voice, barely louder than the water itself. "You come here every night." My heart jumped so hard it hurt. I spun around, scanning the trees behind me. Nothing, just darkness and tall pine trunks stretching into the sky. I stood up quickly. "Hello?" No answer. The stream kept flowing like nothing had happened. I laughed nervously, telling myself it had to be the wind playing tricks on my ears. But deep down, something about that moment didn't feel like imagination. It felt like someone had been listening. The next night I came back. I don't know why. Maybe curiosity. Maybe loneliness. The forest was colder that night. A thin fog hovered over the stream like breath in the air. I sat on the same rock again. For a long time, nothing happened. Then I spoke. "Okay. If someone's there, you can come out." The stream moved quietly. For a moment I thought I had scared whatever it was away. Then the voice returned. Soft, calm, very close. "I'm already here." My skin went cold. I looked around again, searching the trees, the rocks, the dark water. "Where are you?" I asked. There was a pause. Then the voice answered, "In the stream." The word sent a chill down my spine. I stared into the water, half expecting to see someone standing beneath the surface, but the stream was only a few feet deep. Clear enough to see the stones at the bottom. Nothing was there. "You're joking," I said quietly. The voice didn't laugh. Instead it asked something strange. "Why did you come here?" That question hit harder than I expected. I looked down at the water, watching the moonlight tremble across it. "Because I needed to disappear," I said. The stream grew quiet again. For a long moment, the only sound was the water moving over rock. Then the voice spoke again. "You're not the only one hiding." After that night, the conversations continued. Every evening I returned to the stream, and every evening the voice was there. It never sounded threatening. If anything, it sounded curious. Sometimes it asked me about my life. Sometimes it told me strange things about the forest. It knew which animals walked near the stream at night. It knew when storms were coming. Once it even told me to stay inside my cabin. That same night, a massive tree fell exactly where I usually Saturday. The voice had saved me without even explaining how it knew. Still, I never saw who, or what, I was speaking to. Whenever I looked into the stream, the water looked perfectly normal, clear, empty, quiet, but the voice was always there, listening, watching, waiting. One night everything changed. The forest felt different that evening. Too quiet. Even the insects had stopped making noise. The fog around the stream was thicker than usual, rolling low across the ground like smoke. I sat on the rock, staring at the water. "You're quiet tonight," I said. The voice answered slowly. "You shouldn't be here tonight." That made me frown. "Why?" The water rippled gently. Something about the voice sounded tense. "Something is moving in the forest." A cold knot formed in my stomach. What kind of something? The voice didn't answer right away. Then it whispered, "A hunter." The word echoed strangely across the water. Before I could ask another question, a sound snapped from the trees behind me, a branch breaking, loud, too loud for a normal animal. I stood up slowly and turned toward the forest. The darkness between the trees looked thicker now, deeper. Then something moved. At first I thought it was a deer stepping out of the shadows. but the shape that emerged was wrong, far too tall. Its body was long and thin, like twisted branches forced into the shape of a creature. Its limbs bent at strange angles, and its eyes glowed faintly in the darkness. The thing's head tilted slowly as it looked at me, then it took a step forward. The ground crunched under its weight, my heart slammed against my ribs. "What is that?" I whispered. The voice in the stream sounded urgent now. "Run." But I didn't move fast enough. The creature lunged, its arms shot out, impossibly long, wrapping around my chest like a coil of wood and bone. The smell coming from it was awful, wet earth and rot. I struggled, trying to pull free, but the thing was far too strong. It began dragging me toward the forest, toward the darkness between the trees. Panic flooded my mind. I shouted, kicked, fought with everything I had. But the creature only tightened its grip. Then something terrifying happened. The stream screamed, the sound exploded from the water like thunder. The creature froze, the surface of the stream erupted, water burst upward as something massive shot out of the darkness beneath it. For a split second I saw long black hair whipping through the air, then pale hands grabbed the creature's arm. What came out of the stream wasn't human. It looked like a woman, but only partly. Her skin was pale gray like deep water stone, and her eyes glowed faintly in the dark. Below her waist, scales shimmered in the moonlight as a powerful tail slammed against the water. The mermaid let out another scream, sharp and furious. The forest creature shrieked in response. The sound was horrifying. They clashed violently beside the stream. The mermaid moved with terrifying speed, her claws slicing across the creature's twisted limbs. The monster tried to strike back, but every movement seemed slower in the water's edge. Finally the mermaid lunged forward and sank her teeth into the creature's shoulder. The thing howled and stumbled backward into the trees. Branches snapped as it retreated into the forest darkness. Then everything went quiet again. The mermaid turned toward me. For the first time, I saw her clearly. Her long hair clung to her shoulders like strands of black seaweed. Her eyes glowed softly beneath the moonlight, and her sharp teeth were still dripping with dark blood. She studied me carefully. "You're hurt," she said. My mind struggled to process what I was seeing. You were the voice." She nodded slowly, "Yes." I stared at the stream, then back at her. "You've been here the whole time." Her tail moved slowly through the water. "I've always been here." The realization sent chills through me. All those nights, all those conversations, I hadn't been talking to my imagination. I had been speaking to the creature living beneath the stream. The mermaid tilted her head slightly. "You weren't supposed to see me yet." My voice shook. "You saved my life." She didn't smile. Instead she looked toward the dark forest where the creature had disappeared. "That thing will come back," she said quietly. A cold wind moved through the trees. I felt my stomach tighten again. "Why?" Her glowing eyes returned to me, and what she said next made my blood run cold. "Because it wasn't hunting you." I frowned. "Then what was it hunting?" The mermaid's gaze didn't move. Her voice became softer. "It was hunting me." The stream rippled around her as she slowly sank back beneath the surface. Before disappearing completely, she said one final thing: "If it returns, stay near the water." Then the stream went silent. But ever since that night, I never sit by the stream alone anymore, because sometimes, the water still whispers, and now I know something down there is always listening. Like and subscribe for more creepy stories and suspenseful horror.